Hey guys, it's Richie here. Happy Lunar New Year. Um, for those that celebrate it, I'm gonna be going over my trade or my $30,000 trade on FGI. This was a quick one, so let's get started. So, how I found this stock was through the gap scanners. I find almost all my stocks from the gap scanners. So right here, like the percent change up right here, it showed me like FGI was gapping up around 20%. I also there was other several names like IINN. This also had news, but this thing kind of had really made a pretty decent move, very quickly in the pre-market. So I just didn't really play it. I could have, went for scalps on this thing because it was forming a mini flag right here. I also didn't like this, big spike and then came right back down. I didn't like that either. So yeah, I could have went for scalps on this dip right here, but I just didn't like it. So I'll let that one go. Um, what else? We had KSCP. This one was also gapping up, but this one was just way too expensive. It's out of my price range. Um, so yeah, it was very extended. I mean, this thing ran from like $7 to almost $30. I mean, 27 high of $27. So it already made a really big move. So I just didn't want to play it. Lots of volatility, yes, but I just didn't think I could have edge on this one. And then we have FGI, the one I traded today. So this one, okay, so this one I like how it's been has a decent, time of trading. Um, so it had this nice large move up. The only thing I didn't like is this really large downtrend, like losing most of its gains. But the float was decent. I like the float, and it's a recent IPO or just recently traded. So if you look here, um, daily chart right here. So right here, um, Trade Zero is kind of funny with these candles with the daily charts. Sometimes they don't show rest of it. I mean, if I can't bring my Weeble chart, but the Weeble chart says it goes up to, well, it traded at 125, so January 25th. It traded a high of 551. So let's just say there was another red candle right here, 551. So right here. Over 551, this thing could easily see 6, 7, and even $8. So I like that it was a recent IPO. It had range if it went above those levels. In this case, it did not do as I planned, so I had to sell. Plus KSCP halted or unhalted pretty weak and had a pretty quick dip. So I thought the momentum overall was kind of weak. Um, so I had to sell everything right when KSCP looked weak after its unhalt. So and also the one thing I also liked about FGI was it has some decent trading action for the time. For example, IINN, very short time trading, so there weren't many levels to really base off of risk wise. I mean, maybe here 320s, but it's just way too short term, and it already has made a really large move. So I didn't like that, and plus this pre-market kind of I didn't like that either. So FGI was the only one. This had decent trading time. So right here, I can easily base off some levels. I was looking at the lows right here, pre-market lows 480s as my risk. So my plan was to get in at around $5 or get in on a dip closest to this support line. So I'll be risking about 20-ish cents for this trade for a dollar or higher. So what is that like a 1 to 5, 5 to 1 risk reward? So I'm risking uh, 20 cents to make a dollar. So this morning, bought this dips right here on the 1 minute, around 490s, some at 5. I had sold some as this thing went back down real quickly. I feared that this thing was just gonna go straight down into the 480s, and it's gonna stop me out. But I still held some just in case because it didn't hit my stop yet. So I didn't sell the rest, and then I bought the rest right here when this thing was looking like it was about to reverse. It had a pretty decent. If you look closely right here, this upper wick on this 1 minute candle, it almost tested right back up. Like it literally came right back up on that same minute. So right after this large dip, this minute came right back up. So I was like, okay, looks like some people are interested into this price. So I bought in right under 525, so around the 520-ish average. Um, and right here, the 5 minute. Also, I was looking at the 5 minute. I wanted the first 5 minute close to be green, which in this case it did close green. At this point, when I bought, it was around 4 minutes, so I still had about a minute until the 5 minute closed, and it did close. So it closed green, which was right here, I guess, right here. Closed what? Uh, 520. So yeah, so 520. Closed at 520s. I just was like, okay, 5 minute close. All right, I'm good. If it closes under 510, then I'll stop out. But it held those levels and it just went up. 5 minute break was 541. It broke over 540s and this thing halted. I was like, okay, now that it's halted, now I think of a plan when it unhalts. Okay, next plan was that if it unhalts, I'm looking for mid $6 to $7 push for potential second halt towards $7. Now, mind you, KSCP halted twice. So this thing halted once at 9:38 a.m. and halted again at 9:43. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's great. I hope FGI does the same thing. Um, well, it did not. So it unhalted. It kind of opened around where it halted previously. Broke over 6, but I mean it didn't unhalt. So I'm just kind of like, okay, it's kind of uptrending. It's kind of grinding back up. All these green candles. Okay, like maybe soon it'll halt up again towards the mid $6. Now at this time, 9:49, KSCP unhalted at this time. It halted weak and it went straight back down, coming back to where it first opened after this halt. So I didn't like that. I thought that was a quick momentum shift, really weak, short-term weakness. So I just had to sell the rest, because I thought KSCP was kind of the leader in the current momentum. So I sold the rest of FGI right when KSCP showed weakness. Even though FGI looked like it was about to, like it had some really great strength, but after KSCP, I didn't like that short-term momentum from that uh, week on halt, so I had to sell the rest, just over $6. Good thing I sold because I mean this thing just faded it throughout the entire day. Um, yeah, and that was basically it. Very quick trade, and yeah, I made 30 grand off of it, or 33,000 to be exact. So, hope you guys learned something. If you guys have any questions, post them in the comments below. If you liked it, like it. If you dislike it. um, so yeah, hope you guys learned something. And remember, Happy New Year's or Happy New Year's if you celebrate that. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.